and some departments don't emphasize it. So these are ongoing struggles of how to justify why TAs need exams and why they might not be cleared to teach and need classes before they can teach. So to continue with the process, they receive these terms 24 hours prior to the test. They prepare and they are given 2 terms and they can choose one. And then next day, the first 5 minutes of the test is the 2 raters who are faculty members of the Language Institute ask questions about their background and basically putting them at ease. Yet we also get a lot of information about their English level. And then we ask them to, okay, pretend we are your students and explain this term. How would you explain this to undergraduate students? And then the 2 raters will rate these students on their pronunciation, language, and discourse. And they can be rated from 1 through 7. And of course, these the TAs are either cleared to teach above 5, and they do have to take a class, or they are cleared to teach at 6, and they do not have to take a class. And since this is a very high-stake test, because sometimes students get their TA-ship assignments, meaning they get funded for that whole semester, and we are in a semester system, it is sometimes a very difficult job for me as the coordinator to explain not only to the student but to the department that I'm sorry, the student is not ready to teach because the undergraduate students would not understand an already very complicated subject matter at times. So these are the issues involved at USC where the money also gets into the picture, and the high stake is even increased by that. And so we also have then classes of different levels specifically aimed at the TAs.
Okay, so we'll actually move now that we have a little bit of a sense of the 2 exam models. We can talk a little bit about some of the best practices for assessment that you've seen either in your research or in your experience working with the TOP or the USC ITA exam. And also, Mostafa, if you can talk a little bit about your experience taking the exam, preparing for the exam. So, I don't know, Youngsoon, would you be willing to start? Talk a little bit.
So, first, from my perspective, is it necessary to have this test? Okay, first question. I think yes, because I kind of expected that too. Okay, I thought I need help actually, because I don't know how should I teach in the class. So yes, it is necessary, I think, to have like tests like this to show us what's our problem in pronunciation in communicating with the students. So yes, it is, I think, necessary. And then, is it how I felt? Is it like it captured my proficiency as a teacher? I would say yes, because I felt the same difficulty when I was going to teach in the class and then I was going to take the TOP. So I think, yeah, and it helped me a lot. After that, because I got 6.6, I think, and it's less than 7, so you cannot certainly teach at the class, you need to take the ESL course. And again, I would say that helped me a lot again, because I didn't know, I pronounced this way, and it's distracting. I didn't know that. So as like international TA who had who had taken the TOP and then ESL, and who was a TA for 2 semesters, I would say, having TOP and then the consulting after that, which our department requires it. Electrical engineering department requires, after TOP you need to consult with one of the coordinators to see what was your problem and in which areas you need to work more. I feel good about that, and I felt it's very helpful. That's my experience about it.
Thank you very much. Sure. Youngsoon, maybe I want to make sure everybody has a chance to. Yeah.
Okay. So I took the talk in 2004 when I first came here, and it was the year when the task was actually first implemented. And from both test takers and a language tester's point of view, the task looks very good because it really tries to copy the real language use situation where we will be teaching. So, and in addition to the format of the test, I think the rating scale of the task is very relevant to the situation too, because it only it's not only tests the language itself, but also it tests question handling, which is very important for a good teacher.
I just wanted to point out maybe the theoretical views of what we are talking about. So let's look at the extremes. So at one extreme we could say, okay, we allow everyone to be a TA. After all, they are here at this university for a reason. They have the content knowledge and they are chosen to teach undergraduate students at the subject matter that they are fully aware of. At the other extreme we would say we only allow someone to teach who has a native-like English level or proficiency. So I think that what we learn in testing, we have an interesting concept called interactivity, which is different from what you think is interactivity. We have to choose test items that engage the student at the right level. That is, that the student doesn't get frustrated enough to say, forget about this test, I'm walking out, I'm not even trying because this is so difficult, there's no way I can do this. Or the other one, the other extreme where it is so easy that it doesn't give us any good data for as a testers because we don't know what they know better and what they know less.